Hey, my name is Russell Brunson. I want to welcome you to Voomly.com. Now, before you have a chance to scroll through this page and see all the cool stuff Voomly can do, I actually want to show it to you, okay? Now, Voomly can literally turn any video into a video funnel that'll go and it'll get your customers.
Good morning, Brian.
Morning.
How are things with you? How are things? Good? No, not good? All right, can you hear me?
Sorry?
Can you hear me? No?
Very low, very low.
I don't know. Maybe if I plug in this mic instead.
Oh, now I hear you a little better.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Hang on, let me see if this mic works. I bought myself a new mic. Does that sound better?
A lot better.
A lot better?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah, but now I can't hear you.
Oh, am I really?
So that is weird. So now I can't hear you at all because of the mic.
Oh,
Oh, crappy
interesting.
deal. Can't use the mic. I wonder if I put on headphones, if that'll make a difference. Like, because the
Well, I
mic
hear you better. I actually hear you better now.
even better than when the mic was plugged in.
Well, no, with the mic plugged in, you're really loud. But I hear everything. But now you sound fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure this out then, because I need it for my calls with the clients, right? Like, so when we're doing the hypnosis sessions, I need the mic so I could be louder
Yeah.
for them so they could hear me. But then I can't hear them when they're talking to me, so I'm gonna have to figure this out how to get this
I was
going.
actually thinking about getting myself some speakers because sometimes my speakers are kind of low. So
Yeah, it's hard to hear people. I'm just thinking maybe I'll get. Yeah, I'll have to figure it out. Morning, Maddie. Can't hear Maddie.
no, I can't hear her either.
No, Maddie.
Sorry,
I
I'm
think she's.
on mute.
There you are.
Can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
we can hear you. We can hear you. How's everybody today?
I'm good. And speaking of the mic, I just bought also a new mic.
Did you?
Yeah. Yes, I did. You want to see it?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I like it.
That's cool.
So many
Yeah, it's
colors.
like
Cool. Yeah, I got this one. but
Wow.
it's not working with audio. So once it's plugged in, I can't hear anything.
Do you think maybe you need speakers with it?
Wow. Let's hope not, because then I'm running out of ports. So
Oh, because what I have is I have a separate speaker.
you have a
Because it,
speaker to go with it? Okay, maybe I do need a speaker to go with it. Okay, well, I have speakers, so I'll figure this out. I'll figure this. I might be calling one of you guys later. Guys, can you hear me?
Work in progress.
Yeah, right. So we're just waiting on BSWA so that we could do some training with BSWA, Brian. So how are things going right now, Maddie? Is there anything that we should be focusing on or getting done? The video from yesterday just finally got posted this morning. It was loading all night. I stopped it, canceled it finally. I canceled it last night at like 1 a.m. Started it again. It was still loading, canceled it at 7 a.m., started it, and it loaded within 10 minutes.
How about, can you try to download Telegram in your phone? That's
have it.
faster in sending videos.
I would be able to send the video to you through Telegram because it's too big to send through WhatsApp.
Oh,
So anything over 3 minutes is too large for those platforms, which I'm finding. So I wasn't able to send it any other way. Same with the when I'm sending you the reels and stuff like that. It's only uploading 3 minutes of them when there's like 12 minutes or 30-minute videos, and it's only giving you a short version of the video. So I'm going to probably load them to G Drive would be the best way. But that being said, I still have to get them onto my computer, which is we're having issues. So yeah, but I think I'm just gonna have to put them into G Drive. That's gonna just have to be the easiest way because we're not loading the full video. So yeah. Okay, so is there anything else that we need done, Maddie?
not at the moment. I'm actually working on contents right now for group posting.
Okay. Yeah, good job. Brian and I were talking about some of those postings and what we need, right? And so that's where we were talking about imposter syndrome and stuff like that, Brian. So we want to do a few more posts about those types of things because that's what Brian was noticing that the clients were needing. And so that's what we're going to kind of do is every time we get a sales call, we're going to talk to Brian after the sales call, find out what the needs were of that client, whether they bought or not. And then we're going to make content that goes with that because where there's one, there's more, right? So we're going to use that content for that. And so that's what I'm going to kind of do every time Brian gets a call. He'll give me that information and then I'll send that on to you. Or Brian, you could just put it in the Happiness Journey group page too, what that client needed. And then that's what we're going to start forming our content about what they're needing. Okay.
Gotcha.
I think that's a good strategy as well. I've been doing some really good education on how to do the 1 minute to 3 minute videos off TikTok and stuff and what's better. So you'll notice the past 3 that I sent you are a different format. We're talking differently. That's what the lady said I'm supposed to do in order to attract clients to want to be paying by the time they get to the call. So I've changed them. So the next 3 reels that I've sent in the reels thing are all reflecting that. So we can start with those whenever. I'm not even sure. I didn't put any text on them. I think I might have put text on 2 of them from the captions. But what I've noticed from that captions app is that we can't put anything over 3 minutes. Any video over 3 minutes, it won't accept. So it only does up to 3 minutes captions.
Yes. And what I can do is I can cut them and then just try to, like, for example, 1 minute per, it's like a snippet, and then put it in Captions AI.
Yeah.
So that it's right happens there.
Yeah, because I'm trying to make snippets of them right now, of the videos that I've made, like of this last 12-minute video from yesterday, cut into video into snippets, or the one that was from whatever day it was, last Friday, cut that into snippets. But what I'm trying to do as well is just have like straight reels that we can do that are going to be okay. But anything longer, it won't do. So I have to find a way. Because
do you have the free version also, or
of what?
The Caption AI.
So no, I'm paying for it now. So we can use that. You can log into my app. We can use that one. And so that's being paid for. It's only like $4 a month or something like that. It's nothing big. And then, but I was trying to do it in CapCut to put all the text in, but for some reason this time CapCut wasn't doing any transitions for the text. So, we aren't friends on Facebook yet, Brian?
Yeah, I just realized that because I was going through it.
Weird.
I just realized that. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, but I put it into CapCut last night to try to get the word, like whatever my speech was for the 12-minute video, and it wouldn't do any of it. It kept saying it rendered it, and then there was nothing. So
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on CapCut, but I also have the paid version for that, so I'm not sure what's happening there.
Okay, let me check that out also, because there are times that in CapCut, in short videos, it will just transition to auto captions, auto text, but in longer videos, it doesn't.
It doesn't. Yeah. So we have to find a better option. Otherwise, I can probably do it within my editing app. That's going to take a bit longer, but we can do it that way if we have to. And I tried to, when I loaded it into Facebook, I tried to add the text then, and it didn't allow me the options. So because I wasn't doing it as a reel, I was just putting it in as a video that I was loading, right? So it doesn't allow the options for that. So we'll have to figure out that. But I am going to give you, right after this call, I'll give you access to my my Captions app. So load the Captions app to your phone. It's literally called Captions. It's this, it's this purple one right here. That's what it looks like. Okay. And so just load that one, and then we'll work with it together, because I'm going to pay for that for now, because it does it really quickly and it does it nicely. It loads, certain words get like highlighted and bigger, and it looks really cool. So we can use that for now until we find something better. Okay. Okay.
I'll try to find out also if that's available in desktop.
Yeah, do that. There's also, I was looking at something called Temply, something called Glam. Those are two apps as well. And I want you to look into those to see if we can actually use those, because they're supposed to help us to create reels and short vids and stuff like that. I want to see if that's the kind of stuff we can use, or if we could just do that in Canva. It looks kind of the same. So look those ones up too, and tell me what you think. Temply, Temply, and Glam. So I'm going to send you, hang on, right now, I'll just send you the images of them. Okay. I guess Bichot's not coming to the call today.
I also sent him the.
Something was happening yesterday with him. He had some sort of family emergency, so something might be going on there.
He didn't reply. But yesterday he sent me a message. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he should be working.
Okay, get that. Thank you.
Yeah. He might be delayed. We have another appointments that are starting next week on Monday, so that should go very well. We might even have more, but probably just the one starting on Monday. We're going to be hiring more. As I was telling you yesterday, Brian, we are in interviews now. So for the next week or two, I'm going to be interviewing a bunch more, but we do have one, the one that I paid a lot of money for, the good one. He's starting on Monday. So that should be excellent for us to get going on that. Okay. So I think that's it, Maddie, for us. Then if you've got nothing else for me right now, just text me if you need me to do anything. I do want to talk to you briefly about what I need for next week, what you need from me. So we're going to need some videos and stuff. I guess that's in Calendly, so I can figure that out. It's in our calendar. I can figure that out. So if I have any questions, I'll ask you, but I know I have to make videos for next week and I have to do something else. So I'll prep that. But besides that, everything is looking really good in what you're doing. So I'm really happy with all of our content lately. It's looking really, really great. So thank you for all of that. Yeah. Okay. And good job on not being too salesy. Today's post was fantastic. The way you wrote that, I'm loving it. It was like, when I got to the bottom, like, oh, she's going to go salesy, and you didn't. I was so proud. It was like really well done. She can talk. She.
Yeah, because I was just following the 2 week cycle, and that is something that also I asked myself, because we just have the same like pattern
Yeah.
every week, and then it's something like in the boredom also on the reader. So good
Yeah.
thing that it has been called out, because that's also my concern. That's something that we can post to other groups.
And I like that we were like offering gifts today. Like, here's our free gift. Here's how you get better on your own. Here's how you join our group to do this. Like, that to me sounds better than, if you want a free call, do this, because we're offering them free stuff to help them get better. And I think that's going to attract more people, right? So good job. Good job on today's post. Okay, so you could jump off the call when you're ready, and then Brian and I are just going to practice for a bit.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Thanks, Maddie. All right, Brian, you and me.
Okay.
So I'll be your client.
Okay.
I've come to the call. My name is whatever. Call me Chris. And let me think of one of my recent clients. Okay, so I'm just starting an online business. I'm struggling, but mostly it's just that I'm struggling from anxiety and depression. It's affecting my family. I'm yelling at my kids. It's starting to turn into a depression. I'm starting to think I can't do it.
Hey, Chris, how are you today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm excellent. So what brings you to this call today?
Well, I wanted to find out more about this RTT stuff because I think it looks okay.
Okay. All right. And what's bringing you to search out for any type of like hypnosis help or rapid transformational therapy, that's what the RTT is.
So, well, like I was saying in the messenger, that I'm suffering from, some depression and anger and anxiety, stuff like that. It's affecting my family. I'm trying to start this new business. I'm just getting so frustrated. I'm just getting ready to give up. So that's kind of where.
Gotcha. And how long have you been dealing with this anxiety and depression?
So I want to say just a few months, but I know it's been coming on for years. It just really exacerbated in the past few months.
Okay. And what kind of business are you starting up right now?
So I'm doing online coaching, and it's going to be for this needlepoint stuff that I can do. And so I'm teaching a bunch of people needlepoint.
Oh, nice. And then how long have you been doing needlepoint for?
My whole life. Grandma taught me when I was a little girl. And it's one of them
That's awesome. Okay. Now, when you say you get anxiety, is it something that you do when you get when you're talking to people, or when do you usually feel it at its highest peak?
So lately it's been when I'm trying to accomplish stuff, and I start to get a little bit frustrated. The anxiety starts to set in. It's like if anything gets a little bit difficult, if I'm met with any resistance, that sort of sets off the anxiety.
Gotcha.
I'm also feeling like I haven't really talked to clients or anything yet. So I don't know if I'm anxious for that, but just saying it right now is making my palms sweat. So I'm going to say, yeah, that's anxiety.
Okay.
Yeah, that's usually mostly it. It's just I'm being set off with, I go into anxiety fits. Just when I'm met with any resistance.
Okay. And do you have have you figured out any type of ways to be able to calm it down in any way or anything like that, or you just kind of let it run its course?
So I cry. That works. That works.
Yeah, it always does.
Besides that, no, I just isolate, try and isolate, or like I'll have an outburst and then isolate, which I don't like the outburst part, so I prefer to isolate. But I don't know how to how to deal with it when it gets to that point. So
Okay. All right. Well, so it seems like you definitely you're definitely getting a lot of anxiety and and like you said, you have your outbursts. Do you typically lash out on people when you have your outbursts? You
yeah.
do. Okay.
Yeah, like I was
Okay.
saying, I get mad at my kids, stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
I shout.
Hmm.
I don't like
Got
that.
it.
It's more so in the past 2 months than ever before.
Okay.
So,
So it's
and
progressively getting worse then.
yeah, and I don't feel like I've been changing anything in my life. Like nothing has changed. And maybe that's part of the problem, but
Mhm.
nothing has changed. So it's not like it's my life is getting worse, but I'm getting worse. So I don't know what's going
Gotcha. So, okay. Well, and just a little bit about rapid transformational therapy. It is a type of hypnosis, and it is intense, and it does actually get you, gets down to the root of the problem, okay? And it will help you get past obviously the anxiety and everything like that. So, ultimately, have you ever been hypnotized before?
on.
Okay, so a lot of the times it's a lot like you're watching a TV show, and and you're toning everything out. And you're just kind of focused on this show, which ultimately this show is about you. And you get the help of helping, walking you through um everything, and it gets down to the root of what your causes are. Okay. And from there, all right, they go ahead and they remove that root, okay, that rotten root that is actually causing you to have, your subconscious anxiety and depression and everything like that. Ultimately with the anxiety, it will create roadblocks for you and with you and your business. Because obviously if you're going to go and you're talking to people, you got to kind of feel a little bit more confident in what you're talking about. So with that being said, the rapid transformational therapy actually, will help you get through that. Okay. Um, ultimately, I definitely feel like you should look into what would be our happiness journey boot camp. Okay. Um, that actually is a boot camp where it's about 90 days. Okay. And it goes at and they help you out. You get yourself a hypnosis session. Okay. And, most people, it's about a 93% success rate when it comes to hypnosis. So there are lots of people that they go ahead and they are dealing with the similar situations that you're dealing with, anxiety, depression, stuff that have happened in their past that is keeping them from being, the best person they possibly can be. Um, so with this happiness journey boot camp, okay, we'll give you obviously a hypnosis session. It's a 3-month session. Okay. So you get in the initial first month, okay, you get your hypnosis in there. Okay. You get your session done and you'll immediately feel a difference. Okay. So what you're doing is they're taking all of that, okay, finding that root cause of what's the root cause of the issue, and they're bringing it to the basically bringing it out. Okay. Second month is where we're going to clean up, okay, and basically make sure that everything, that we didn't miss anything, make sure that everything is in there, in that situation, out. Okay. And then the third month is essentially is the recovery. Third month is where we're going to go and we're going to help you get past all of that. Now that we've cleaned it all out, now I've gotten all the trash out, we're going to help you clean it up. We're going to help you, put in a new seed so that you can grow a nice big root, nice strong root, and so that you can have a nice confidence and we can get you rid of that anxiety for you. Okay. Does that sound good to you?
Um, yeah, okay. So you didn't get me involved in this call, really. You jumped straight into sales. So you have to do the first 5 stages. Remember, we want to find out exactly what her presenting problem is. You basically went really quick into it. You didn't find out the entire problem at all. Because
Okay.
I gave you a whole list of stuff. All you focused on was the anxiety. That's it.
Yeah.
So the idea is to get me talking about all of this stuff, how it's affecting my life. You want to know about all that stuff. So find out what the presenting issue is in great detail, then
Okay.
figure out exactly how it's affecting this person's life and how it has been affecting, what has changed in the past year, like how is it getting worse for you, all of these things. You want them to understand how much they need this help. You didn't do that for me at all, actually. All I told you was my problem, and then you jumped straight into sales because you knew what I needed to fix, but I still didn't know what I needed to fix. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So just because you know it doesn't mean I know. You have to make me know. What else you didn't do is you didn't find out what I've done to try to fix this, how long I've been struggling with it. So you don't know. All you did is ask me if I've tried hypnosis before. You don't know if I've gone to therapy. You don't know if I've read self-help, but you don't know anything about any of what I've done to try to help myself, which is very important. We have to know what they've tried to do to help themselves so that we can know that they've exhausted things. We can use that against them at the end of the call. Like, you've exhausted everything else. This is what you need to do, right? Then the last thing is, you didn't find out if I can fix it, if I think I can fix this on my own. You need to get them to admit that they can't do this alone. They need help. This is all in the script, okay? I really need you to follow that script for right now, because you're skipping a whole lot of what needs to be done. A lot of what needs to be done. This is about building up a relationship with this person in this call. You didn't build trust with me at all right here.
Yeah.
All you did is ask me a few questions to figure out if you can help me, and then you threw your help at me. You see what that was? That didn't make me want you at all. In fact, I stopped listening halfway through your speech there, right?
Yeah.
Then
I was trying to figure out, like, I wasn't sure if I should dig deeper. That was kind of what stopped me, is because I wanted to keep asking more questions. But I didn't know if I wanted to dig too deep.
That part of the conversation needs to be about a half an hour call. You need to talk about the issues for minimum 30 minutes. Let them talk. Dig. That's why you have those questions. You have a list of like 100 questions there. Use those questions to dig. Find out exactly what's going on with this person. Like, exactly. We need to know the details. The more you know, the easier it is to sell this package at the very end. And the other thing, once you've done all of that, when you go into the package, you did pretty good about talking about the package. Where you went wrong is you went into too much detail, right? You went into detail about the package instead of what it's going to do to change their lives. You only briefly. So what I want you to do is less detail about the program and more detail about how this can change your lives. Like, listen, this program, within the first 30 days alone, you're going to start seeing changes in your anxiety. We had another client who came in who actually, he's on the spectrum, on the autism spectrum. So he was getting a lot of fits every single day, you know, and we managed in 1 month to reduce those fits by 80%. So that's what we could do for you. That anxiety you're feeling will be reduced by 80% within that first month. That's what we do here. And then any depression, that's going to start to domino out. And so for the next months, that's what happens. You're in it for a 3-month journey with us. And over those months, we fix the main issue from the first month. The next month, we fix whatever's hanging on. And on that last month, we send you towards success, whatever that is for you. That's what we're sending you to. So you know that by the end of these 3 months, whatever depression you're feeling, that's been lifted. It's gone. You're sitting there with a smile on your face now all the time. In fact, it's so big, you can't even wipe it off. You're annoying people with your smile. You know, your anxiety, it's gone. If it's not gone, you have the tools to help start alleviating whatever's left over, because there won't be much of it left over. And then not only that, but you won't be yelling at your kids anymore. First of all, because you're going to have so much inner peace, but also because you're going to be able to give them our cognitive behavioral therapy course, as well as yourself. And you guys can start working through your feelings, working through your emotions, working through all of these things together as a team. And you can figure this all out together and imagine how much your family can grow from this. So in 3 short months, we can actually change everything for you. Does that sound like something you want?
Yeah, that definitely works out a lot better.
Right? Didn't that sound like something like, yeah, baby?
Yeah, like, yeah, it definitely, I mean, you gave no reason for anybody. You basically took all the objections out. You took the kids, you took the family, you took, you took the reasoning. Okay, so yeah, you took everything, all the objections out, and it forced them to say yes, in a sense.
And now let's say they mentioned their husband. My husband, he doesn't like to spend money, or he's a stickler, or I have to run things by him all the time. How would you get past that one? Now, because Now you want to say it in that little spiel so that the husband knows that he's going to get quality out of this as well. Now I've mentioned earlier in my combo that my husband, he's controlling of our pocketbooks, but you know, I think we can make everything better if I can get my career going. Because right now he's just not confident in my career choice. So how would you spin that now into telling me like, holy shit, he's gonna love this?
Well, so with that, you can actually, you know, you can bring your husband into this. This is not something that's just for you. It's something that you can actually show, you know, show your husband. And obviously, if you're more confident in what you're feeling and what you want to do, your husband's obviously going to see the confidence coming off of you. Okay, which in turn is going to motivate him more to support you. Because of the fact that if he's going to see you happier, he's going to see you, you know, more confident. He's going to see you just glowing, you know, with a smile on your face, and you're just motivating, you have more energy. He's going to want to follow along, you know, because happiness is contagious. So with that, you can actually take him and you can have him join in with you. But even with that, you know, you can get started on it and you can go ahead and you can show him actually through example of the changes that this is actually going to cause for you. Does that sound good for you?
Absolutely. And what I would say, because if I'm talking to a woman, I don't urge you to say this, but if you're talking to a guy, I would say something like, it'll help you get your sexy back. Imagine how they're going to look at you all of a sudden when you're walking around with that confidence, you have your mojo back. You're that person you always knew you can be, and you feel your best self. They're going to notice, and that's going to translate to getting your sexy back. You know, there's a whole lot that can happen with this. It's not just about, you know, you're starting to walk around confident. No, this is about you exuding that energy. And now everybody around you is radiating that, and they're focused on that, and they're feeling your energy that you're radiating to them. And so they start to react to that. That's what happens, right? You have to get them to really start to feel like, oh my God, my whole body's going to like, you know, and guys want to feel that too. They want to know that their masculinity is going to radiate out there, that people are going to see them and feel them coming. You know what I mean? Men want to feel that too. So you want to play on that for that. And for women, you want to say like, you know, you will feel your most beautiful self. You'll be back to that vibrant 20-year-old who felt she was incredibly beautiful and perfect and no man can reject her. That's where the mindset will go back to. That's if she's there. Like if she's an ugly woman, do not say that to her, because she will come back with that never happened, right? So
yeah, and then you're just like, oh, okay.
But you understand what I mean? Like you just tell people, you get your mojo back. You start to feel sexy inside again. Or if you never felt sexy before, you get to start now, because you get that confidence. You get the best version of you now. Right? Talking about that stuff. When you're talking about the husband, you did perfect. Exactly that. Talk about how you're going to make him feel, he's going to see your confidence. He's going to glow with that. And he can join by getting him to join in on the cognitive behavioral therapy courses, by getting him to use our free audio, stuff like that. He can grow too, right along with you. You can even get him to listen to the audios that we create for you. Although they are for you, they do work for other people as well. If they're suffering the same as you are, right? It will work. It just won't work as well as it does for you, because you're getting removed, whereas they aren't. So, you know, they get the brush off of the dust at the top, but they're just peeling a layer of the onion off, whereas you're ripping the whole fucking onion open and going right to that root. That's the difference between the audio and the session. Okay. When you're describing, but good job.
Okay.
All right.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, good. So let's practice again from the top. And this time, get me in, suck me in, get me talking about some stuff. And then I want you to give me the flower at the end. Now, the flower at the end comes only after you find out that I cannot do this alone. I have to admit that I can't do it alone. As soon as I do that, that's when you come in and say, listen, do you want to hear about this program? Because I think it could really help you. Get them to say yes, and then start talking about the program.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
The idea is to get them to say yes a couple of times, get them to say no in the beginning a couple of times as well. So in the beginning, Bisho is supposed to be doing that, getting them to say no a few times. So when they finally get to the call with you, they're already saying yes. That was the goal. That's what he's supposed to be trained to do. I don't know if he's doing it. I have to go look. But
Oh no, I had a no call, no show yesterday, so
That was a no-show? Did you
I
tell
had a
me?
no show yesterday. Yeah, I did. I tried to reach out to her, but her Facebook doesn't allow for people that she doesn't know to send her messages.
Okay, make sure that
So
he sends out to her then so that he reaches out to her and gets her because the no-shows that I'm getting, they're all like, oh, sorry, I missed the appointment. Can I reschedule later? You know, that sort of crap. So it's people
you know,
not really taking it serious. And why? Because I've been going back and I've been looking at these shows conversations because he's not selling this to them in the right way. So we're going to work on
Mhm.
that with him as well, get that going. Um,
Yep.
but okay, let's start from the top.
All right. All right. Hey Chris, how are you today?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm excellent. So what brings you to this call today?
So I wanted to learn more about rapid transformational therapy.
Okay. And how much research have you done on transformational therapy?
So I've only looked up off what I saw off your page. So
Okay.
I know a bit about it. I know whatever you talk about, what it can do, and it sounds
Mhm.
like I can probably use something like that. So that's why I kind of want to
Something
learn
like
more
that.
if it's for me.
Okay. And what makes what was causing you to seek this out?
So I'm suffering from okay, but here's where I want you to not do that. Okay, because
Yeah.
unless Bisho didn't give you that information, you should go in with
Mhm.
listen. I already went through our notes about you. This is what we know. Can you elaborate for me? Can you tell me a bit more
Yeah.
about that? Because we don't want them reiterating their stuff over and over and over again from the beginning. We want to say, this is what I already was told about you. So you would
Okay.
come in, listen, you would have to say Chris because she's not telling them that he's me yet or that he's him. So you'd have to say, Chris told me that you're suffering from a bit of anxiety, that you've been, struggling with starting your business and stuff like that. What I want to do is I want to hear like a bit more detail from you. So if you don't mind telling me your key points that you think are important for me to hear right now, I'd love to hear that. And then get them to
Okay.
reiterate that part.
Gotcha.
You could say, Chris told me that you were suffering from anxiety and some other things. So I'd love to hear your list from you, just in case she missed something so that we can make sure we're thorough. Do you mind going deeper and then get them? Because that way they feel like you already know you've been heard because they were already telling all of this stuff to Bisho, right? So if Bisho knows, you should know it. And if not, then why am I repeating myself? That would piss me off if I came to the call, especially for an entrepreneur. If I had to come to
Mhm.
repeat myself, that means now I'm wasting my time because nobody was
Sure.
listening to me the first time around. Now, that being
Okay.
said, if Bisho didn't give you any information, the way you're starting it is perfect.
Okay. Which he
Okay.
usually does. He usually gives the information. So
Yeah. So let's pretend he did,
yeah.
and you said to me, "Okay, so I see you're suffering with some anxiety. Let's try opening it up that way."
Okay. Chris, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Excellent. I know ahead and I went ahead and spoke with looked at over the notes that you with your conversation over with Chris. And I see that you're suffering from, some anxiety and some depression. I'd see some information on here, but I kind of actually want to get it from you. I kind of like to get from the source of exactly what's going on. With everything going on, the anxiety and depression, what's a little bit more information on that? What is exactly happening?
Okay. Um, well, for the past few months, I feel like the anxiety's been getting worse, exacerbated. I'm yelling at my kids and my husband more. Nothing's really changed in my life. I'm just feeling more anxious all the time. And I don't know where the anxiety is coming from. And it is turning into anger when it gets a lot. Um, yeah.
Okay. And definitely, you can definitely see with depression and anxiety, if you're not getting yourself heard, you can definitely get angry. And so, it kind of gets a little bit of a domino effect. How long have you been kind of dealing with this?
So, like I said, it's been getting bad for a couple of months, but I feel like the anxiety's been there for years. It's just, COVID made it worse. And then now coming out of COVID, I can't get back to the way it was before. And the way it was before, I was still a bit anxious, but not like this. Not like this. So this is
Mm.
it's different.
Okay. And when you're dealing with your anxiety and everything like that, have you figured out ways to kind of calm it down or anything like that?
So I use crying and then I isolate,
Yeah.
right? I don't really know, besides shoving my face, anxiety eating, that
Mhm.
works sometimes, but not always. So mostly it's just I have to isolate, maybe smoke a lot of weed and then take a nap to try to bring
Okay.
it down. But I haven't found any other tools that are working for me. People have suggested like chew gum or stuff
Mhm.
like that. It's not working.
Okay. And have you tried looking in other realms as far as like professional help or anything like that? Have you talked to anybody about it or anything like that?
So not recently. This is the first person like you guys. This is the first one I'm reaching out to now since it got really bad. But years ago,
Mhm.
like I did seek out help for depression and stuff, and they helped me. It was like a therapist, and we just talked, and she helped me learn some tools and stuff. And then I had gone to like AA, and that helped me learn other tools. But it doesn't help you to learn how to. Well, at least I didn't learn how to fix anxiety because I wasn't feeling this anxiety then. So it
Mhm.
was more like how to keep myself from being depressed. I learned that stuff.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I did talk to someone years ago. I guess it helped a little bit, but yeah,
What made you stop?
I figured I was fixed.
Okay. And how long did that fix work for?
So um, I would say a couple of years at least. Like it lasted up until COVID hit. So yeah, it had to be a few years, and then COVID hit. And of course, we can't really get help except for online help,
Mhm.
which I didn't want to do. But now I'm living my life online, so now it's normal. So now I'm okay
Mhm.
with that. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, so yeah, definitely COVID definitely affected a lot of people. Are you able to maybe like pinpoint a certain event that happened during COVID that caused your anxiety to hit its highest peak?
I think no. But what I can say is that everybody else's anxiety has been skyrocketing. And I think I'm an empath and I'm feeding off their energy. And so because everybody's watching the news, everybody's angry, everybody's poor, not poor, but
Mhm.
everybody's struggling a little bit. A lot of people don't
Mhm.
have jobs. So there's a lot of anger around me, and I think I'm absorbing it. And I'm thinking that might be part of my.
Okay. Do you find a lot with like your significant other and your kids and everything like that?
Lately, yeah, that's why I'm reaching out is because I'm getting rage, like rage. It's
Mhm.
just, I'm angry and shouting. I'm getting rage. So I need it
Okay.
to stop before I get violent. So
Yeah. So okay, so I mentioned, I heard you mention, crying and isolating and smoking weed just to kind of, to calm things down. Um, how long does that usually last for?
well, I'll do it until it's over and maybe just isolate myself till sometimes it's never more than a few hours that I have to do that or I'll fall asleep and 12 hours later I'm fine. Right. Just go
Mhm.
problem. Or I guess
Mhm.
I'm going away with the problem. I'm the problem and I'm isolating it. But yeah, so yeah, about 12 hours max where I feel like I have to do that away from people, which I think is
Okay.
not beneficial because I'm wasting 12 hours of my life.
And then it's coming right back, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because it's not fixing anything. I'm just calming myself for then until the next chaotic event
Mhm.
happens, and then booyah, bitches, I'm back at it.
Yeah. So it sounds like that you have, you found a temporary solution for a long-term problem. And, I honestly feel like what we have to offer is a long-term solution for a short-term problem because of the fact that with what we do, okay, we're going to be able to figure out what you can get out of, okay, and what exactly is triggering all that anxiety. And we can be able to pull that out. Now, if I was able to figure out, if we were able to figure out a long-term solution for you, where you're able to not worry about, not lash out and everything like that. Would that be something you'd be interested in?
Oh, absolutely. Here's where you want to ask them about um, what life looks like without the problem, right? What would you, in a year's time, what would you like your life to look like if you actually could fix the problem right here, right now, today? This will
Okay.
tell you exactly, and then you use that, what I'm about to tell you, in your
Mhm.
answer later when you're telling me about how
The
life is going to be,
transition.
right?
Okay. So you want we continue?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Um, so, if you were to look at, a year from now without the anxiety, without the depression, um, where would you see yourself a year from now if you did not have that stuff?
Oh my God. Well, I think my business would be doing better because I wouldn't be, well, locking myself away for 12 hours. So that would do
Mhm.
well. My family would be happier. I think my kids would probably be doing better because they wouldn't be having to hide from me. I feel like they're hiding from me right now. Maybe my
Mhm.
husband, we'd be happier, we'd be traveling, you know. Um, I think, God, if this anxiety was gone, I would just, I'd be able to be cooking and being a good wife and being a good, mother and doing my job. And I think I would just accomplish a lot more without it. It'd be really good life.
So yeah, absolutely. And that's something that I can see, just by your reaction, that's something that you're really wanting, correct?
Yeah, I don't like this feeling at all.
Okay. So I after talking about everything that's going on with you, I definitely feel like that we can definitely help you. With the rapid transformational therapy, we can definitely help you get to the root of that cause, get to the root of that anxiety and that depression, and be able to find exactly what it is. Sometimes, our subconscious will be the ones to tell the truth, and our conscious mind is actually the one that actually tells us the lie, or at least shields our heart of what we actually feel. Okay, it's just a protection that we do. It's just a automatic thing that our bodies will do. And so, which in turn, with rapid transformational therapy, we're going to talk to your subconscious mind, and we're going to figure out exactly what the root cause is of your anxiety and depression. Okay. And once we figure that out, okay, we take all that trash, take all of that anxiety, all that depression, everything that is causing that, and we take it out and we help you get past that so that you can be that happy person and you can go ahead and take those trips and smile all the time. And which in turn, what ends up happening, okay, is you're going to get the domino effect. If we get you to start smiling more, you're going to be able to see your kids. The kids are going to come out of hiding. Okay. Your husband's probably going to want to talk to you some more. Okay. Your husband's going to want to be around you more. Your kids are going to want to be around you more. Okay. And with that, I'm sure that's going to create a ripple effect. Okay. Vacations are going to come. Okay. The happiness is going to come. The love, the passion, it's all going to come back. And then with your business, that's going to radiate, and that's going to just fall over and pour over into your business to where everybody that talks to you is going to have that same exact feeling. Okay. They're going to look at you. They're going to want to smile. They're going to want to talk to you. They're going to want to be around you, which in turn is going to help your business, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be if I could radiate that.
Yeah. So, with our rapid transformational therapy, we give you all that. Okay, we help you out. Our boot camps are 90 days. Okay, there's 3 months. Okay, so we're not pulling layer by layer out. In a domino effect over the course of a year. We're in the first 30 days. We're gonna pull all that out. Okay, we're gonna pull about 80% of that anxiety and depression. We're gonna find that. Okay. And we're going to get rid of that about 80% in the first month. Okay. By the second month, we're going to clean it up. Okay. And we're going to make sure it's all gone. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to plant that new seed of happiness and confidence and love and passion. Okay. And we're going to go and we're going to plant that seed and we're going to help that grow. And then come to the third month. Okay. That 90th day. Okay, is going to be the day where you're going to recover and you're going to be able to start going and planning those vacations. Because I could tell you this, by the second month, okay, your kids are going to see the difference in you. You're going to feel the difference in you. You're going to start to smile more. You're going to be able to do that. And everything we do for you, you can actually, use it on your kids and on your husband and help them listen to the audio tapes that we're going to provide for you. Okay. And, and they can listen to that and they can work together with you. Okay. With getting an overall happiness in the family. Okay. So is that something you would want to do?
That sounds great.
Right. So with that, okay, I actually have our happiness journey boot camp. Okay. That's that 90-day program that I was just explaining to you. Okay. For that, like I said, we break it down to 90 days. The first month is going to be intense. We're going to go and take everything out, but you're going to feel everything coming out. Okay. So you're going to feel that initially. All right. That second month, we're going to go ahead and, like I said, we're going to root everything out and then we're going to plant that new seed. The third month, we're going to do that. While these 3 months are still happening, we're providing you with audio tapes. Okay. So that you can listen on a daily basis. All right. And you can actually share those with your kids, with your husband. Okay. You guys can listen to it together. Okay. It's not going to have the same effect that it's going to have on you, but it is going to have an effect on them. Okay. And the way you feel is going to affect them as well. Okay. So for us to do that, okay, that package, okay, we're looking at $5,000 for that package. Okay. And we can go ahead and, get you started today on that. You want to do that?
Sure. So where did you lose money off this call?
I didn't get more questions from him. I think I could have now before throwing the price out, maybe open up for questions.
Well, no, yes and no. But here's where you lost money. Remember I told you at the beginning, I'm starting a business. I'm an entrepreneur. You didn't ask anything about that and if I needed help and a coach with that, because you could have sold them the coaching package.
That's right.
An extra $4,000, $3,000, right?
Yeah.
The idea is find out if she needed. That's where most of this conversation would have been, finding out what they need, what they really, really need, right? So
yeah.
find out. So you have a coaching pack. Do you have a coach, a business coach helping you with that already? What is your strategy to get ahead? Because we want to make sure that you also make money, right? We don't want you to just have that success mindset. We want to make sure that business actually succeeds. Do you have a plan in mind? What are your steps to go forward? Tell me about that a little bit more, right? Once she starts telling you about that, then you know if she needs us. So then at the very end, that's when you pitch. You say, okay, so I'm not exactly sure what you're going to need, and I'm going to get you to tell me here. Because this way you're not saying, what does this sound like you want this? You're saying, which one do you want? So now she picks between 1 and 2, not 1, 2, and no, right?
Yeah.
It's yes, and that's it. Yes or yes. So then you say, well, I'm not sure exactly what package you're going to want, but we have 2 that I think will be amazing for you. So the first one is our happiness journey group package. Now that one, and as you explained it, perfect. That's where I want you to make sure on the last month, that's the month we send you on your route to success. Whatever success means for you, we're pushing your brain towards that. So you have no choice but to succeed. That's the last one you pay for the last month. You can say we have that one. That one runs at $5,000. The other program we have, which might be a better interest to you, is our Worth to Wealth course. Now that one also a 3-month journey. You're getting everything in the first package, but as well, you're getting all the business training. So anything you need to learn to get your business started and going online, we're going to help you with that. So we do one-on-one coaching, we do group coaching as well. You're going to get the entire package as well as the hypnosis session. Now, the difference between these 2 packages, besides the business training, is that you get basically to stay in our group for a full year to talk with our coaches and get all that stuff. So you're going to get ongoing training with our coaches for a full year. So that's going to really help you, especially if you're kind of stagnating in the beginning, which sometimes we do, right? So which do you think would be best for you? Right? Because now I'm making her choose which one instead of saying, does this sound like something you want? No, I'm saying now we've got 2 packages. Which one is best for you? And she'll choose one, right? And you have to tell her the price of that one first, but then she'll choose one. And then if she's okay, now she's coming back. She's like, well, I think I want the business program, but it's a little bit out of my price right now. I think I have to talk to my husband. Now what?
So from there, you gotta talk to your husband. Okay. Well, no, I definitely understand that. So, you know, definitely, I have a significant other, so I know that, obviously I don't make decisions with or without them. But you know what? There are times that if it's going to benefit me, okay, 100%, and I know that, and I know my significant other is going to support that. Okay, I'll go ahead and do that. Now, like you said, that is a little bit out of your price range. $5,000 is a little bit higher. What I can do for you, okay, is that we actually have a price where we can do it today, okay, and it's a today only type of price, where I can take off $1,000 for you, okay. And with that, you're gonna go ahead and, like I said, you're gonna bring out, and you can be able to share this with your husband, okay, and your kids as well. Like I said, so this is not something that's just for you. This is something for the whole family. So if there was something that you needed to make a decision with, that would benefit your whole family, is that something that you would want to take your time on, or would you want to get started on it now?
Well, ideally, I'd want to get started on it now, but I still kind of have to talk to my husband just to anything over $5,000 we don't allow. And this is an $8,000 program because I said I want the business one. So you talked me down to the other one again, but that's okay. I said I wanted.
Sorry, I meant to talk about that one.
That's okay. So I said I want the business one. We'll drop it by 1,000. It'll cost you $6,000, right? And it'll cost you $6,000 for that one or whatever. So if I say I want to talk to my husband, ideally what you say then is, I get that. I'm pretty sure my wife might get mad sometimes if I spend without permission. So when do you think you'll be able to talk to your husband, and how long do you figure you're going to need before we revisit this conversation? Get them to give you a date. Just say, is 24 hours enough? 48 hours enough time for you? Get them to give that. And then rebook them for right after that, and just say, you know what, I got a better idea. Why don't you bring him to the call? So if he's got any questions, he can ask me directly. Let's talk to him directly. Let's get him on this call. Because if this is something you feel that you really, really want, I would love to be able to express that to him, because you might not be able to give him all the same information and the same answers that he needs. How about we get him on the call with us? Okay. And then you try to book him in within the next 24 hours on the call. Or you say, is he available right now? Go grab him. Let's ask, he can come on and I'll start over and get all the questions answered right now. That would be my first thing is, oh, okay, you have to ask your husband. Sure. Is he available right now? Go grab him. Go grab him. Or your wife, go grab them right now. Let's talk right now. I'm on the call. Let's do this. I'm sure they're going to have questions. I'm here. Right. They're like, oh, well, I have to present it to them first. And you say, that's great. How about we rebook for tomorrow? Same time tomorrow. Bring your husband to the call tomorrow, and let's talk this out and figure it out. Because if this is what you really, really want, then we have to figure out how to make you a part of it.
Yeah.
Right. Or what I always say to them is, so how do I get you to become a part of this? Or how do we get you invested into this? Once they keep asking questions and stuff and they're whatever, the last thing I'll say to them is like, okay, so how do we get you invested into this? Right. And then they'll tell you. They'll tell you if they're going to or if they're not going to. And if they keep making excuses, it's because you didn't, in the beginning, get them to believe they needed this. That's why we open them up. That's why we're asking all of those questions about their struggles and what they need, what they can't do, what they can do, all of these things. That's why you need to know that. They need to know that by the end of that call, that they are struggling so much. This is the answer, right? And if you see them pandering at the end where they're like, it sounds like something I want. I can't take that leap. Okay. All I say is, you know what? I get that. There is no rush at all, like none. So I want you to make the best decision for you. And I want to make sure that you have all the answers you need. And I want to give you all the information. So you tell me right now, what is it you need to make that best informed decision? They're going to give you that answer. What do they need to give you the best informed decision? And then you go from there, whatever they need, right? Sometimes they'll say I need more time. Sometimes they'll say I need more information. I need to do my due diligence, my research, all that stuff. Then you can give them our website to look up. so that they can have that information. Like before you get off the call with them, so that they go talk with their husband or they go think about it, you make sure that in the chat you put down our website so that they get access to all that information. You make sure that you book another appointment with them within 48 hours of that call. Unless of course they're talking about money issues, I need a week or 2 weeks to get money involved, blah, 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 then you give them that time. But in this case, you give them 48 hours to talk to that husband. And you say, when they say, but I might need longer, you say, well, that's okay. But what we do here is we are offering those incentive pricings for people who make decisions now. What I'm willing to do is I'm willing to extend that pricing for you for 48 hours. But that's all I can do. So anything beyond that, then you won't get the $1,000 off. You'll have to pay full price. But for the next 48 hours, this price is the price we'll give you. And so get your husband to come talk now so I can at least afford you that discount.
Gotcha.
Now, true story, will we give them a discount later? Fuck yeah. But they don't need to know that because we want to make it feel like there is no other option. But now if I want this discount, I have to do it now, right? We want to tell them, you know, it's a 24-hour window. You have to purchase now. Those who buy today get the incentive pricing package at this price. And when they say, I need to talk to my husband, I can't do it without him, blah, blah. Listen, I really like you, okay? So I'm going to give you another 48 hours on our incentive pricing, but that's all I can do is 48 hours. So talk to your husband. Let's get back on this call so we can make sure you save some money when you join us. Make it sound like
are they able to like do one package and then like midway through switch it up? Yeah, upgrade.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they want to start just with the hypnosis and then later they feel they need that the worth to wealth, absolutely, I will just extend it and just pay the difference. That's all they would do. Okay. So there wouldn't be any extras or anything like that if they just want to go up a notch. Now, if they want to go down a notch, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, no, we're not giving them money.
No one needs that. So but you've done very well today. So good stuff. I think you've got the aha moment as far as how we want to say things to them so that they can see the image, right?
Yeah. I actually really want to like listen to one of your calls. I know we've tried twice and haven't been successful. But I really want to do because I want to hear, you know what I mean? Like I ultimately want to hear it done so then I can, you know what I mean? Like you said, that aha moment. You know what I mean? Because I've been doing it and kind of like I said, is I felt like I didn't want to go into too much, you know, get too much details out of them. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to put myself in a position where I'm trying to diagnose them, and I don't want to do that. So
that's why you use the questions that we have there, because there are more questions about, tell me more about this. How is it affecting your life? What's it doing for you? You know, what could you do if this changed? Those types of questions. It's not diagnosing at all. So make sure you really read over every single day. Actually, I want you to read those questions over and over again. So those questions are in your brain. You know exactly that they're going to just start kicking out. All of those questions are quality questions for what you need to know. Now, when you're digging, I don't want you to say stuff like, so the anxiety, I bet that's really causing havoc, eh? No, you don't say so like that, right? Because that would be diagnosing, right? That would be telling them what they're feeling. Then you just say, so the anxiety, it's different for everybody. I'd love to hear about how it's affecting your mind, your state of mind, or how it's affecting your daily activities, how it affects your husband and your children, those types of questions. Asking outright, like, how is it not, oh, it must be doing this. It must be means that you've just assumed, right? Ask them, how are you dealing with right? Very direct stuff. It's just basically the questions you ask, you want them to talk about their issues. If they're struggling to let this out, and you can say that to them, you can say, I understand this is very hard to discuss everything like this. And you don't have to tell me everything. You don't have to tell me every detail. But what I urge you to do is just tell me the stuff you feel is absolutely important so that we know if you're going to be qualified for our programs or not. Right? And that's all. And if they say, but I don't like talking about a whole lot of stuff, you say, well, that's the beauty of this program, actually, Because when you go into rapid transformational therapy, you actually never actually have to talk about your issues that much. It's literally the first 3 hours of our session is you talking about your issues. And in fact, you don't have to say a word. You just have to tell the therapist what you see. And any words beyond that, you can hold within as long as you create the understanding in your mind. The idea is you have the visions in your mind. You're just sharing with us what's there so we can help you maneuver past it. That's what I know you have to, we're going to have to get you into a therapy session so you know what this is like. But that's what it's like, right? So book your session for next week, okay? Your
Next
hypnosis.
week? Okay.
And so that's what you want to tell them, though, that this is what it's going to be like, in that way that once you're in there, you don't even have to talk too much about in detail. We don't need to hear everything. We just need to hear the generalized picture. All the details you can hold to yourself as long as you let them out and you cry. Now, the only difference with people, and you can tell them this, people who don't cry during the session and let everything out during the session, and people who hang on to it for afterwards, the difference is that the ones who let it go during the session heal quicker. Their journey is quicker. So that's where you could talk to them about how you empty out your life cup and you put the garbage out by the door, right? And so when you empty out your life cup, the garbage is out there. So that's not what we've just done with this session. But if you don't cry during that session, that garbage starts to walk on in even before you've made it to the next day. It's starting to come back. Why? Because you didn't let it all out. So what it does is you're at the door, you're literally at the door, holding the door shut as this garbage is pushing the door open to try to come back in. That's what's going to happen for the next 3 weeks, maybe even longer, because you've now extended it. Because your brain has to release all of that garbage. It has to let it out. It has to release it all out. And if you don't let it out, it will find a way out because you've unlocked the door. It will find its way out in any way, shape, or form. Okay. So you have to tell them that. So if you have a fear of letting go, we understand it. You don't have to let go during the session, but just know that when you do let go, it's going to make things harder later on because it's going to extend the healing. So the sooner you let it out during the session, the better. And it's 100% safe in that session, right? Let them know, again, you're always 100% safe. You're always 100% in control with hypnosis. Ask them in the beginning of the call what they know about hypnosis. What do you know about hypnosis? Get them to talk about that, because a lot of people fear it, right? So start even before you get to the problem, open up, or even once you've done the problem, just before you start talking about rapid transformational therapy, ask them, what do you know about hypnosis and what it can do for you? What is your knowledge on that so far? Get them to tell you what they know, and then jump into what rapid transformational does, how it's different from other therapies. How is it different from other therapies?
So the other therapies is it's longer, and they slowly are peeling off each layer of an onion. With the rapid transformational therapy, it's more intense, so therefore we go directly to the root, in which in turn it's a lot quicker of a process to get past.
Right. So in that imagery as well, tell them with rapid transformational therapy, instead of just taking off layer by layer of your onion, we're ripping that damn onion open. Give them the imagery so that they can see, holy shit, we're going all in, all right, you know? Give them the imagery that's what we're doing. Gotcha. And then be sure to say that this is therapy on steroids. Why is it therapy on steroids?
Because it's intense. It's basically it's doubled down on everything. So everything is a lot more. There's a lot more pressure into it. There's a lot more. You know what I mean? It's a lot more digging in a short amount of time. So because it's on steroids, it's going deeper and a lot faster. Yeah.
Also, because we're using neurolinguistic programming, cognitive behavioral therapy, psychotherapy, and hypnotherapy all combined. So whereas you go to another therapist, you're using only one style of therapy, we're using 4 here. 4 styles of therapy that are combined to create magic in your brain. It's going to create change. And this is no joke. You always have to make sure you tell them this is no joke. This actually changes stuff. This works. So if you start this, there's no stopping it. Once you started it, you can't stop the change. It's going.
Yeah.
So only join if you're ready. When I tell people that, there's this one guy who came to the call. He was adamant. I'm going to try to find his phone call for you, actually. He was adamant about not buying from me. when he came to the call, he told me that afterwards, that he was going to come to the call with a big fat no, and that was it. He's now a client. And he said
Yeah.
it was because of the way I sold him on the call, because I didn't care if he was going to become a client. I kept saying, I want to make sure this is the best thing for you before you join, because once you start, you can't stop this. So we want to make sure once you do this, you know that this is what you really, really want. And because I kept ensuring that I have to make sure this is right for you, he was like, I have to buy it now. I have to. I know you're in it for me, right? Let them think it's all about them, even though you want the sale. Listen, we don't want this sale this bad if it's not perfect for you. I'd rather make sure that this is right for you, because we want to make sure we keep our 93% success rate. I always go with Digo on that one to make them giggle. I'm like, listen, it's about me. It's not about you. I want to make sure that my success rate stays high. So that's what this is about, right? And then they giggle, ha ha, whatever. Right? The idea is to get the person, first of all, to understand their weakness, right? In the beginning of the call, get them to realize everything that they've tried to fix this issue. And they've tried so many things. Get them to tell you about what therapies they've tried, what self-help books, all of that stuff. Get them to tell you about that stuff. Like, I've tried I've read all these books, blah, blah, blah. And how's that working for you? How is that working for you? Like, what strides have you taken ahead from that knowledge? You know? And then you can get them to admit that they can't do this alone. Like I've tried all that stuff. Nothing seems to be working. And I don't know how to get this to work. Now they've admitted that I can't figure this out. And then that's when you can go into the therapy stuff about us. But not until they've admitted all of that other stuff, until they're feeling that heaviness of what of their life choices on them. And I'm not saying we want to make them feel bad about themselves, not in any way, shape, or form. What we want to do is we want to make them understand that they've tried to fix this other ways. It didn't work. Now this is their only choice. This is where they have to go, right? So the idea is to paint that picture that this is the solution. And you've done wonderfully with that today. And when you painted the pictures, that's when you painted. That's the solution. You're painting the picture. And I'm sure once you watch this video back, because I'm going to make sure you watch this video back, that you can see from the beginning, the first time you sold to me to the second time, I was smiling the second time. I was ignoring you on that first one.
Yeah, definitely. I noticed it. Yeah, I noticed you were looking more down. So I wasn't sure if you were just writing notes, listening, or if you just were not listening at all.
On purpose. I was writing notes, but I was looking down on purpose to see if you were going to catch that I'm not in here anymore. I'm not here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But on that
I
second
did see
one,
that.
I was keeping eye contact with you. I'm like, what? Really? You could do that for me? Wow. Right. And I was smiling. That's what you created. Yeah. That's the difference. That's what we want to do in these sales calls, is make them to understand. So when they get off their call, they're like, my life's got to change. Woo! Right. That's what we want them to feel when they get off that call with you, once they've made that purchase. And that's what I do.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to write that down, find Brian's call. So I want you to see Brian's call, because Brian was like, I was adamant about not buying from you, and you purchased. So I'll go look for that call.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that.
Yeah, I'll find a few of the good ones for you to see, so that you can just, there's a few of them that there's another one, Deb, that she came to the call, and I swear I was on that call 10 minutes and she purchased. I was like, how did that happen? How did that happen? But Deb had done her research, and Biswa actually talked to her enough. This was in the beginning when he wasn't trying to rush through the sale. He had spoken to her so beautifully, had her realize that she needed this. So by the time she came to that call, she was sold.
She was very sold.
She was sold. And that's what I need to get Biswa to do, is to go back to that conversation, realize what she did there, and keep doing that. Because that's what we need. Right? So
absolutely.
Okay, so good call today. I'm gonna get this video somehow, and I'll send it over to you. I'm gonna put it in the G Drive so that everybody can look at it and see it. We're also gonna put it in the Worth to Wealth group so that people are training, because in my Worth to Wealth group, the people are training. So this is gonna be one of their training videos, by the way. You're in the training. So awesome. you can also watch it there. And yeah, so good stuff though. And Biswa had just texted me whilst we were on the phone and told me that he's having family issues today. So again, we're dealing with that, but we will get your calendar. I don't know. I'll get on the messenger today, and I'll start filling your calendar today with those.
Sounds good to me.
We'll start doing that. Okay. So I will talk to you again tomorrow.
All right. Talk to you tomorrow.